Welcome back to Wake Up Abundant with Amber. Today we are going to wake up in a state of gratitude for our emotions. When we think about our emotions, sometimes we feel like they might be burdens, but today I want you to pivot that perspective. I want you to see them as superpowers. Yes, your emotions are the superpower that you've been missing to step into your most abundant life. Let's get into it. In a world where suppressing your emotion is seen as the best thing you can do for yourself, you being a radical person who pays attention to your emotions is rebellion in the best ways. When you learn to pay attention to your emotions, so these are some of the ways I love honoring my emotions and how I use these emotions as my guiding force to living a more abundant life and to manifest more deeply. Now, this is how I use my emotions for good. One is whenever I'm feeling misaligned, the first thing I do is pay attention to what my emotion has been for the past few months. Have I been more irritable? Have I been more sad? Have I experienced more depression, more anger, more rage, more this feeling of hopelessness, which then links to self-talk? Like, am I talking more in this negative perspective? Am I seeing only the worst things in this world? Am I just constantly complaining? It all links to the feelings, right? Then move on to the second thing, which is ask myself and get very real with myself, like, why do I feel this way? And why am I feeling so intense about something, right? So why does this upset me so badly? And a lot of times it's a mirror to who you are, or a mirror to things that you might not have right now and you really, really want, or a mirror of the injustice in the world and you feel hopeless in taking action. This all leads us to our next step, which is you can reclaim control. Your emotions are signals in your body that you feel out of control. So in order for us to reclaim control, we have to audit the situations that are making us feel this way. Obviously, there are certain things that are out of our control, but a lot of things are within our control. A lot more than you think. So, for example, if you are feeling a lot of depression because you feel like you don't have friends and you feel very lonely, you want to ask yourself, what type of friends would I like to have? Okay, this is not that big of a leap, which we're going to do a whole episode on friendships very soon, which I'm very excited about. But this is not a big of a leap of like going out there and getting friends. First, you just ask yourself, like, what kind of friends do I want to have? And then you want to feel, we're going to come back to these emotions. Instead of depression, be like, what would it feel like to have friends that get me at this level, right? You wrote all your ideal friend list and you really just feel it in your body. Like, oh my God, it feels so, so good. It feels so supported. I feel so seen. I feel so safe. I feel like really everything that I've gone through in my life is worth it because I now have these friends that get me at such a soul level and I can exhale around them. Like, wow, what a great feeling. So the same emotions that we had, we're going to try to bring them into the manifestation. And that is how you start using your emotions for good. So your emotions are just signals to things that are misarray in your life or injustices that are happening or a process trauma. So what we want to do continuously is reassess, learn what's happening within us, not ignore what's happening, but pay attention to what's happening and address that head on. Okay, I'm feeling angry with my husband because he's not cleaning the dishes. Why do you feel angry? It's like, okay, we both work and I do so much in the household that this is the one thing I really want him to do and I feel like he's not supporting me. Okay, now we understand, right? So the feeling of anger is really the feeling of I feel not supported. I feel alone. I feel like I'm in this world by myself with that small act, right? I know sometimes you're like, what, is it that deep? Like, yeah, sometimes it is. And sometimes it isn't. But what you want to do is from there, you say, okay, how can I bring this situation back into control? I can have this conversation at a human level with my partner, at an understanding level with my partner. We don't use it with anger, right? Anger and these heavier emotions are harder to translate what we're really feeling. So we actually push people away when we feel these deeper emotions and we project onto them without processing first. So you process, you have a deeper conversation, you're back in control, you're back in good states, it's vibey. Another thing that I love with emotions is manifesting. As you kind of saw that you could manifest with your emotions. If you feel deeply, if you can be so sad, you can also be so happy and feel joy and feel like you're taken care of. Like, that is manifestation 101. You feel the feelings, you get it. You feel it, you believe it, you have it. You feel it, you believe it, you receive it. That is truly the way it works. So if you're feeling so deeply, you can also feel so deeply towards the things that you want. So imagine you wanting a new house, and you're really sad that you can't afford it right now, and you feel so depressed that you can't have it. You're signaling your emotions, these deeper emotions of misalignment, because your true aligned life is a beautiful house that you can absolutely afford. And what you want to do is be like, okay, I'm feeling really sad. Let me use these emotions to then get clear, reassess of what I really want. What would be the best scenario? And I'm going to feel just as deeply as I felt sadness, happiness, joy of it being here, even if I do not see it. And you follow the principles of manifestation that we've talked about over and over on here. So I want you to know that your emotions are here for your good. They are not a burden. If no one taught you how to process them, learn to process them yourself. Understand that your emotions are so beautiful, and it is a privilege to feel this deeply. And we can use this privilege to then manifest things that we love, to correct wrongs in our lives, to correct wrongs in this world. And it is a beautiful thing that we get to feel our emotions. And if anyone ever told you that you are a burden or you're too sensitive for your emotions, I'm here to tell you that you're not, and you're absolutely worthy of being here. And your emotions are amazing companions, especially if you learn how to use them for good. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Bye.